Today in this short and also final video regarding IntentX, we want to talk about the airdrop potential of this protocol because it's still heavily underfarmed and there are just around 7 days to go until the project will most likely have its token generation event on the Mantle blockchain. I, for example, already talked about this 1.5 months ago in my video. There, at this time, it was the #1 perp stacks on Base. I also mentioned it in my top 3 airdrops video on the Base network, and I also included all the Galaxy quests which happened over time in my airdrop farming updates. And the stats are still incredible for airdrop farmers here in this case. You can see the user count is just sitting slightly below 15,000 users. We have an overall trading volume of $2.1 billion and the funding is also decent with $4.3 million raised. And for example, the Mantle ecosystem fund directly invested into this. And again, token generation event will also take place on the Mantle blockchain. Currently, it's available on Blast, Base, and also on Mantle. And if we compare this to a very popular project, which is currently all over my timeline on Twitter, because many people talk about this, which is Seda Markets, this is sitting at roughly 80,000 traders and a total trading volume of $7 billion. And they just received a funding today on the 14th of May, an additional $5 million. So the total raised amount at $13.5 million. And when I started farming for IntentX, I of course also looked out for other protocols, like for example Seda Markets. And obviously the potential for a high airdrop in IntentX is way higher than in Seda Markets. The total raised amount of Seda Markets is just 3 times the amount of, for example, IntentX. Just to show you the numbers again, but the total traders amount is more than 5x of the traders amount which IntentX currently has. And yeah, this is always a metric you should watch out for. Of course, also the total airdrop allocation, which is at 20% here in the case of IntentX. So 20% will go to community incentives in form of airdrops. And the first one they will distribute here in this case will be at 3% for the current community. So the first steps I would do if I want to farm for this airdrop, because there are just around 6 to 7 days left until the Galaxy campaign is completed, I would definitely go for all these Galaxy NFTs, which they offer here. Those are 4 NFTs. And for all of those NFTs, you basically have to do some simple social interaction tasks. And in the first one here, you just have to create an account on IntentX on Mantle. And in the other ones, you just have to trade a volume of 5K for each of those NFTs. And they hint in this Twitter post, for example, that those NFTs will all be merged together in the end so that you have one big NFT, like for example, they had in the Chroma campaign. And those in the end will most likely then give you an airdrop allocation or a big multiplier. And you can of course also do just trades on the platform. Therefore, if I just connect my wallet over here, that you can see what I did. So I'm farming this across multiple wallets, and you just want to first of course deposit some funds on here. I use this on the Base blockchain as well as currently on Mantle, because I can do 2 airdrops in one. If I go onto the Mantle chain and deposit USDE, which is the Athena stablecoin, which you can, for example, get on Merchant Mode, the biggest stacks on the Mantle blockchain, then you just come back, deposit those funds, and then you can do long and short trades on all the assets which are displayed over here. They have a lot of pairs. Just be aware that you want to use pairs which have high liquidity and high volume, that you don't get easily liquidated, especially if you use leverage here for your trades to build up massive volume in this protocol. And just to show it here again, the Galaxy campaign is ending on the 20th of May at 12 AM UTC time, and the last phase is currently ongoing. So as I'm recording this video, it is the 15th of May, so there are just around 5 to 6 days left to complete all this and qualify for a minimum airdrop allocation, which all these 15,000 users will most likely get. And it might be a very attractive one if we compare to, for example, Avo, which also had not that much users and was pretty much underfarmed. So IntentX, at least from my opinion, is currently still a very good pick. If you don't want to miss such kind of opportunities, which I release on a daily basis here on this channel, you might just want to hit the subscribe button. If you like today's one, hit the like button as well. And then we'll meet in the next one. See you then.